I'm trying to act natural. Where are my shoes? Like, I've actually got butterflies. I'm feeling like nervous, excited right now. Why? Because we're gonna get a pet. So we have officially been locked up during the COVID pandemic for what, 2 weeks now? 3? Probably going on 3. We made a decision just about 12 weeks ago now that we were going to add an addition to our family. One that'll fit in this little crate right here. So ever since like we started working from home and being stuck at home 24/7, I feel like this getting a pet has really been like what's making us excited. It's been something to look forward to. And now that we're finally going to pick her up, hopefully it's gonna add a whole bunch more excitement, and I think the house is gonna be a completely different dynamic. I'm like so excited I'm gonna cry.
Okay, here we go.
I need to pull myself together. For weeks now, we have been so excited. Kurt walks around the house just making meowing noises. Kurt said that he had a hard time sleeping last night and he blames heat and a headache and a bunch of other things, but I think it's just secretly super excited.
It is 8:07. We've been counting down literally the weeks. Like Chelsey said, it's been 12 weeks since we first decided we were gonna do this. So this was like the first day that we could actually go and pick it up, because with this certain type of breed that you'll see in a second, they have to stay with their mommies longer than usual. So instead of like the usual, what is it, 8 weeks?
It's like 8 weeks.
We had to wait 12, so we had to wait a whole nother month. So we picked the earliest time possible that we can go and pick her up.
Again. Oh, we are off to a rough start. You seem rattled.
She's got... Oh no.
You pooped.
She's got a little onesie on because she just had her last vet appointment. Hi, sweetie.
Where she got... What is it, spayed for girls?
Yep.
Oh, you're so cold too. Okay, let's go.
She's cold?
She is freaking out and it's breaking my little heart. They say it takes a couple weeks before like the cat will be like completely comfortable in its new environment, which makes perfect sense. I'm not gonna lie, this onesie is like pretty cute on you. See, you're doing better already. Oh, no. Now it just sounds like tragically sad.
I was actually thinking about this. If you were a kitty, little kitten getting picked up, leaving your mom, going to a whole new place, you've never even left the house before.
I know.
Now you gotta come live with 2 weirdos.
Crazy and crazier. Okay.
Oh, I'll take her out.
I'm not taking her out, I'm just...
Hello.
Now you can see places. I think you like that better.
Hello.
Sisters. Self-soothe. Oh. You're home, baby! So what the breeder told us, and what we've read online as well, is that the first place your kitty cat should go is right into their litter box, because they're gonna learn where everything in the house is from the litter box. Okay, my angry love. I know. I promise you'll love us soon though. Okay. Hi, baby. Okay, into the litter box we go. Her meowing stopped. No, when your little onesie looks hard to walk in. This is more traumatizing for me than I think it is for her. It seems like she hates us right now.
I'd probably hate us too if you just took me away from my mom.
I know. I didn't expect it to go perfectly smooth, but I didn't realize that...
This is exactly what I was expecting. To be quite honest, I was expecting us to come and put the kitty in there, and that she wouldn't even come out of the kitty litter yet. She was just gonna hang out in there. So she already came out. She's been wandering around. She went back in, which is good news. She knows where it is, I think. Now she just won't shut up.
Kurtis! Hurry. It's getting louder.
She's had her lady gonads chopped off, left her family.
Kurtis, can I please go hug her? It's only been like 10 minutes.
Patience, young grasshopper. She's not whining. Oh, jeez. Speak to the devil. There you go.
Do you remember this? There you are. Good morning, Sleeping Beauty. I have some news for you. No, I have some news for you. And I have been keeping it in for way too long. I'm going to explode if I wait 2 more seconds. Mom's crying and it's making me cry and it's gonna really wreck the surprise. You're gonna be a grandma to this little fur baby.
You frickin' bitch!
Look! This is Kona. A little update. Things have calmed down. I'd say a lot.
We bonded, we played, and now we sleep.
Kona cuddles look like the best. It's been a roller coaster, my friends. We went from a screaming and meowing cat first thing, and then she fell asleep on me for a little bit, and then she was happy after that, and then we got a playful kitty for hours.
Yeah, we probably spent.
And then she napped with you, and then she napped with me, and she's still napping. I think we tuckered her out.
Hopefully that means she's settling in.
Yeah.
I think she is.
She managed to get out of her little onesie that she was in. She snuck right out of it. But since then, she's kind of been sleeping, and we've been watching to make sure that she doesn't lick her.
We've been watching her very close to make sure she's not licking her stitches, and she's doing a pretty good job.
She's doing great. We're just this much in love.
One of the things we were told, like we showed you guys earlier, is that you have to put the kitty in the litter box when you first get them home, which we did. But she has not gone to the bathroom in the litter box. She hasn't gone in the house yet either.
On the floor or anything like that either, but we're gonna have to go eventually. We just want to make sure she knows where that is.
Yeah, it's like and our only concern so far is that she needs to be able to go to the washroom, which we haven't seen yet, so.
But so far, she is only scratched on the things that we've provided for her to scratch on. We sprayed her cardboard scratcher and her scratching post with catnip, and she went to them right away.
We can show you guys. We got this little thing. It was like $10 or something at the pet store. It's a little cardboard thing. It's got a bunch of cardboard to scratch. Loves it so far. Scratching post. She scratched it. Played in there. Yeah, other than that, she doesn't scratch anything else.
We have her carrier out and we leave some treats in it because we want her carrier to be a place that she actually wants to go. So we're trying to reward her when she goes in it and make her carrier a good environment, I guess. How you doing?
I'm getting more tired than she is, I think. This has been how long have I been playing with her?
A long time, yeah. You played with her for a solid hour earlier today, and then she slept for hours, so. You're gonna sleep so good.
You should see how high she can jump too. We've had her all day. She's gone back to the drinking hole multiple times and has not peed.
Yeah, it's weird.
All day. She could do this all night. How long have you been doing this, Chelsey?
This session?
Yep. Like a half an hour?
No, I was gonna say 15, 20 minutes. But we're just getting started.
We're trying to tire her out before bedtime. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Well, day one has been a success. She's sleeping. We put her little gown thing back on so that we don't have to worry about her all night. The plan is to get her to fall asleep after we put this back on. She don't like it very much, but we got it back on. She's sleeping, and I think we'll try to put her in bed over there. Hopefully she'll stay there all night. I don't know if that's what cats do.
We're gonna find out the hard way what kitties do at night.
I think she's had a hard day.
It's first thing in the morning. We're introducing Kona to the house slowly but surely. So right now she only has access to like the main living room and the kitchen, the main areas of the house. So we went to bed and we closed the door, so we have no idea what Kona got up to all night. So now we're gonna go check on her and see if she was the good little kitty that we think that she is.
Let's go see.
Furniture torn apart.
Kona. Little kitty Kona. Hello? Maybe under the couch. No kitty under here. It's not there. Kona. We lost our cat. Kona? She likes to go behind the washer.
Good morning, beautiful.
How are you?
How did you do?
Oh, look at the dust.
Hey, how did you do last night? Good morning.
Good. You're smaller than I remember.
Good morning.
The house doesn't look like it's torn apart.
There's no puddles. There's no scratches on the furniture. There's no little turd presents for us.
Day 2 with Kona, and she is currently in the backpack. We've done a lot with this little girl today. We tried to get her outside, just got her past the threshold, and then we were just training her already with like some treats, and we got her to sit. We got her to jump up. We got her to like jump up on a stump and then sit on it, and then give her a treat like multiple times. It took like 2 treats. So
And
I
she
think
was
she's a
like catching
genius.
on, yeah. But even think about yesterday when she was in the carrier, freaking out, and today we haven't heard a meow yet, but we also haven't gone outside. So we want her to like her carrier. We want it to be a safe place for her, so a little bit every day. So the goal today is to go in the truck,
Go for a drive.
go for a short drive, come back.
Well, the meowing has started already.
She doesn't look, oh honey, she did yesterday, but is obviously a little confused right now. You're doing good.
At this point in time, the only time that she's actually been in this carrier is like, or in any carrier, is to go to the vet and go for surgery. She came to our house the first time, but it's not been like positive experiences getting in this
No.
house.
If I give you some pets, will that help? I'm gonna try taking you out of the carrier in a bit and holding you to see how you like a car drive then. We had a little freak out, but we're getting better. The meowing has slowed down and she's more quiet now and she's not meowing as much. I'm trying to pay a little less attention to her on the drive now. It's really hard. Every time she meows, it kind of breaks your heart a little.
Well, it was better.
We put Kona in the back seat because we thought that maybe us not giving her any attention would help her to like self-soothe. Do you hear that?
Hear what?
Exactly.
We put her in the backseat on the floor.
Yeah, she's doing really good. She hasn't meowed in a while now. I peeked back here to look at her, and the minute that I did,
Morning.
want to place a bet on where we're gonna find Kona.
Behind the dryer, as per usual.
I'm gonna be optimistic and say that she's gonna be in her bed that I made for her.
Doubt it. Day 3? How was day 2?
Day 2 was great. We taught her some tricks. I think the only thing we gotta work on right now is car rides. She has no problem putting on her harness. She meowed a couple of times as we were putting it on, but once it was on, she was fine. Car rides and the carrier are our 2 areas to work on for sure. And when we left her, closed the bedroom door and went to bed, she meowed for a little bit last night.
Yes.
So I guess we do have to get her used to us not always being around.
Okay, let's go find her. Little kitty Kona, where are you? Man, I guess you're this way. Kitty Kona. Psst, 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 psst. Come out, wherever you are.
Oh,
Hello.
totally back there. Honestly, we've been with her every waking moment, and she hasn't licked her stitches. She's really been so good about it. So all day yesterday, she didn't have to wear her kimono. We just watched her. But then, because we were leaving her for the night, we put it back on. And I think because we went all day.
Already must be happy to see us. Sorry.
Because we went all day without having it on and then putting it on at night, I think that was quite a big adjustment for her. But she's doing so good. I'm thinking like one more night of having it on and she'll be fine.
Yeah. Good morning. There you go. Is that better? Oh, big stretches. She cleans herself a lot too after wearing this thing. Like the first day we got her, she'd been in it for a long time, I'm sure. Are you looking? No. See? That's why I gotta wear this, because she's just licking her stitches. She actually doesn't like, they're not the first thing she licks. I think she starts like licking her leg and then it just like works her way there. She's doing pretty good.
Yeah, all the way down to the tail, girl. You get this. You get clean.
So we thought everything was good. There she is licking her leg. We're sitting on the couch and look.
She left us a turd.
At least it's not in my shoe.
You go check all your boots.
Man, she was doing so good. She didn't have any accidents from what we thought. While we were here, we were gone all night. That's not what happened, unfortunately. It has officially been 1 week since we picked up Kona.
I think time's kind of flown by.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I
think we've learned a lot in a week's time.
We definitely did our research before we went into Bengal because they're supposed to be high energy cats. But she's definitely a high energy cat.
Yes, right now we're trying to get her in a good routine to go to bed so that she isn't doing sprints and laps of the house late at night. It's entertaining, and for me it's been hard not to just like giggle and laugh at her when she's doing these crazy things because she's still a cute little kitten, but we're trying to get her under wraps. They say that this period of time, like this 3 to 6 months old, they have 3 times more energy than a full-grown cat. So if
Thank God, because
if this is her at her most hyperactive, we can handle her.
she's doing okay right now. She's just playing, having a little play.
But for how much she plays and goofs around, she sleeps so much.
She'll get up in the morning, have breakfast, she'll play till about 11, and then about around 3 o'clock she'll wake up, she'll eat again, then she starts getting a little bit more antsy and more hyper, and then we eat again around 8, and then usually at 8 she goes even more bananas and is like screaming throughout the house, and like she does laps up and down. She does laps up and down, or like all the way from the back door to the front door. But we've been doing our best to like take her out. Yesterday we went out to the park, took her through like a little trail that we found.
The park was the best thing that we could have done. When she was in the truck, she didn't want to get out and walk around the park, but once she started to explore and have fun there, we had a hell of a time getting her back into the truck. She absolutely loved that. So
Really did a really good job of tying her out. Even today, I think she's more tired than she was yesterday, just from all the excitement. So.
But getting a kitty in this period of time when Kurtis and I are stuck at home 24/7 has changed our whole COVID pandemic situation. All of a sudden we're watching way less television. We have something to refocus our attention, and it's been like fun and happy, and like having this other little energetic personality in the house has definitely changed, I think, how we go about our day to day.
So if you guys are thinking about getting a Bengal, there's a couple things you might want to keep in mind. The first of which is that these are high energy cats. And they, like I said, they go insane at around bedtime actually, is actually when she starts really freaking out. So what we did is we have a bunch of toys for her to, so what we have is we got her a bunch of toys, this little duck's filled with catnip. We got a little puzzle box over here, cat tree obviously, and then we got like a stick. We got like a stick with some ribbons on the end of it that we can play with her with. We got a laser pointer. We got, see? So our biggest tip when it comes to toys is to get something that you can play with your cat with and have something that she can play by herself with and keep herself entertained, because I don't know, how long do we play with her every day? Probably like
A few hours.
2-3 hours. Like that's a lot of playtime for us to be playing with the kitty, and she still wants more, so.
We got a whole bunch of new furniture right before we got little Kona, so we were a little bit worried about her scratching up the furniture, but we have had 0 problems so far. We've given her multiple places where she can scratch away and feel free to do so. And the way that she can determine what's good for scratching and what's not is things that she's allowed to scratch, we've sprayed with catnip. So she goes crazy on her scratching post, she goes crazy on her little tent.
This thing also, just a bunch of like corrugated cardboard all stuck together. She loves scratching it.
And the places where we don't want her to scratch, the area rug, the couch, we've sprayed with a cat deterrent, which basically just smells like citronella. And honestly, we've only had to use it a couple of times, and it was preventative. It's not because she was already freaking out or anything like that. And our last tip for new Bengal kittens is to establish a routine, a feeding schedule that's going to promote the correct bedtime and when you want her to be more calm.
Basically, you want her going to bed the same time you're going to bed. So I think they say about if you feed her about 2 hours before bedtime, then that gives them time to eat, play around a little bit, and kind of wind down before going to bed.
It's worked so far. She has not woken us up in the middle of the night yet, which was one of our biggest fears. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We hope that Kona put a little smile on your face as she does ours. If you want to see more of Kona in this channel, let us know in the comments.
Say bye.
Bye, Kona.
Bye.